When was the last time you remembered your friend's phone number? Never, right? Well, who remembers phone numbers? That's what contacts in your phone books are for. You save the number in the phone book and then you never have to worry about that number again. Well, similarly, DNS is a giant contact list of the internet that maps our domain names with the IP addresses. Now, to understand how DNS works, let's consider what happens when we request a website on the internet. Now, let's say you type www.thecloudgirl.dev in your web browser. Now, your query actually travels the internet and reaches your internet service provider to the DNS resolver. This resolver then queries the DNS root server with this exact domain. In this case, thecloudgirl.dev with the www. And then the root server basically says that I don't know what the IP address for that is, but I do know that you have to go to .dev top-level domain name server, which might know what the address is. So then the DNS resolver goes to the .dev TLD name server, which says, it takes this piece right here now, and it says, I don't really know the IP address for the whole thing, right? But I do know that you can go to the thecloudgirl.dev. You can go to the thecloudgirl.dev domain, and that server would know the IP address for www. So then the DNS resolver goes to the authoritative name server for the thecloudgirl.dev, and it returns back the IP address for it, which could be anything. Let's say it's 192.0.2.40 maybe. And then once I have that IP address, the DNS resolver then sends it back through the internet, obviously, to your computer. And then from there, it sends that request to the web server, which is sitting at 192.0.2.40. And then that web server responds back with the actual web page, which gets displayed to the user. Now, what we just saw here is when the resolver makes multiple queries to different name servers and then gets the IP address and then sends it back to the user. Now, this doesn't always happen. You know why? How many times does the phone number for your friend changes? Not very often, right? It's kind of the case with the DNS too. So it's safe to cache the DNS results at multiple locations. In most cases, browsers cache the DNS results or the queries. So in this case, if the same user, if I go to www.thecloudgirl.dev again, my browser knows, or it has cached the DNS record for that address, for that host. Similarly, if my browser didn't have it, somebody else queried for the website, right? So the ISP, which is my internet service provider, also caches the DNS record. So if it didn't find it in the browser cache, it'd likely be found in the internet service provider's cache. And then from there, it would just return the IP address right from here. So it wouldn't have to go through this entire recursive query process if it just takes it from the cache, which is what happens in most cases because the DNS records don't often change. Hopefully this helped you understand DNS and how it works. If you would like to see more fundamental concepts like this, I would like to know that from you, so please put that in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more cloud content. Thank you.